Computers have been integrated into almost every aspect of our lives. If you want to get technical, almost everyone has a little computer in their pockets. Hey everybody, I'm your host Tristan, and welcome to the first episode of Case Study. This segment is going to supplement other videos on my channel and aim to talk about specific topics that I find interesting and want to share with everybody. With that out of the way, let's talk about computers, and more specifically, AI. For the last few years, AI, or machine learning, or whatever fancy name it has now, has been in the forefront of news outlets. Software engineers have created programs that are able to take large datasets and generate a product or some kind of outcome. This is a huge advancement for infrastructure and automation, allowing for computers to run whole systems autonomously, from the smart devices in our homes to manufacturing robots that produce goods at a mind-boggling rate. While the implications of AI in this field are generally a good thing, there has been a little bit of controversy. In the last few weeks, I've seen a lot of posts on social media talking about AI and art. Specifically, how AI is, quote, stealing art from artists. Now, a few months ago, I remember messing around with an AI called WOMBO, which was more silly, if anything. What you're seeing now are some of my own prompts, and they're pretty abstract, but WOMBO would take your prompt and pull from a database of images and create the picture that you see before you. It's kinda cool. However, newer AI have been able to recreate art in a more stylistic sense, if you will. There have been a few artists on the internet who claim that their work has been used by AI to generate artwork in the original artist's style, and these people aren't very happy. At first glance, these AI pieces are indeed in the style of the artist that they draw their data from, but upon closer inspection, you can sometimes see what would only be described as errors, or bugs, if you will. Needless to say, the artists who have had their artwork used by AI have been deeply affected. One artist said that she uses art as a way to express her voice. Painting was her main form of expression emotionally, and now, all of that has been reduced to ones and zeros. While I'm not an artist in the traditional sense, my artistic expression comes from these silly little YouTube videos, I can definitely sympathize with the artists affected. Most people create art as a form of expression, and they're usually deeply connected to their works and the entire creation process. Seeing their skills be reduced to another product of machines and automation has been crushing for some of their spirits. I imagine this will also generate a lot of fraud, with people claiming that AI artwork is the real deal. So, why is the thumbnail a picture of a guy with his shirt off? Well, that's because the picture you see before you is not real. In fact, it's been generated by AI. The rest of the video is going to pull from an article written by ARSTechnica, and if you want to read the full article, it'll be down in the link below. Anyways, this is John. Everybody say hi to John. John is not real. In fact, he himself has been generated by AI. Remember how I talked about AI using people's artwork to create stylistic copies? Well, take the same similar process, and instead of art, AI can create deepfakes of literally anyone. Just like with the art, the author of the article fed an AI 7 images of John, and the AI went to work. In this hypothetical, John is an elementary school teacher who's happily married and has been posting pictures of himself on Facebook for years. The AI is able to take these images of John and turn them into deepfakes, with a terrifying amount of detail. While the deepfakes can be silly, like this photo of John as a knight in shining armor, they can also be very sinister, like this deepfake of him standing with a naked woman, who, for the sake of this hypothetical, isn't John's wife. Or this fake of him standing in his classroom without a shirt on. Upon closer inspection, however, we can see more of the errors that I talked about, especially with text and, well, whatever these are supposed to be. What's important to remember is that we have context. The images of John the school teacher are fake, but what if the school's superintendent saw this photo of John with no context? John could lose his job, or even his marriage. While of course this is all hypothetical, the implication of blackmail or fraud with these deepfakes is very real. And while maybe someone like John may not be at much risk, someone running for office or a public figure could suffer from a controversy like this. And it's terrifying how real some of these images look. Another example from the article is this picture of a Greek philosopher, which of course is another deepfake. If you want to learn more about what the AI can do, there's a link to a Twitter thread in the article on how the whole thing works. It's kind of wild. So what does this all mean? Regarding the art controversy, I hope that legislature and laws change in favor for the artists so that there can be crackdowns on possible fraud. In my opinion, however, I think that as an artist, you shouldn't be too disheartened by the automation of art. Pause. I only mean automation in the most literal sense, the fact that people are trying to use AI to generate art. However, the fact that people are using it and implementing it on the industrial scale is worrisome, at least for possibly human artists. I don't think it's a good path. With that said, I only mean it in the most direct sense, and I don't want to pull away from the fact that this is an incredibly prevalent issue and also an impactful one. I say this because I'd imagine part of the reason why people love your art is, well, because they love you. All the effort and emotion behind pieces tell a story that your audience can relate to, and they're going to continue to support you as much as they can. In terms of the deepfakes, I don't think they're that good enough yet to really fool anybody, especially if they're sent to people out of context, but I don't like the direction that it's going. If AI can figure out how to generate realistic-looking text, then it's going to make the deepfakes way more convincing. But I feel like you need to give someone a reason to blackmail you with a deepfake in the first place, and if you're already a large public figure, I'd imagine you might already have the resources to combat fraud already. It's all very spooky, I don't doubt that, but I think this is just the beginning as AI advances, and we're only going to see how this all develops in the future. So, only time will tell. Thanks for watching this episode of Case Study, and if you stayed until the end, then thank you. If you want to support the channel, all you have to do is like and subscribe for more content like this. And well, that's all the time I've got, and I hope you have a good one.